Yo, what's going on YouTube? Technically T, and you already know what time it is. We are at the end of 2018. I have no idea where the year went, but you already know what time it is, man. I have had a few smartphones. I've had a few, not those small portion size. So I did have a few, so of course we gotta go ahead and get into my top smartphones of 2018. Now I'm only gonna do the smartphones that I've owned. So if you didn't see those phones on this channel, then most likely they won't be on this list. So I'm always a firm believer, man. Only judge and only rate the products that you have used. Now, before I get started, I do want to give a huge shout out to my boy El Jefe, man. I am rocking his merch in today's video. Go check him out. I will link his channel above and below. If you don't know who El Jefe is, man, he's killing it right now on the scene. Definitely, if you're into the headphones, if you're into all that audiophile type of vibe, head over to Jefe's channel, man, and definitely tell him I sent you and hit that subscribe button, man. Dope homie for sure, man. Content creators, definitely support your community. Now, like I said, I will be doing my top 6 smartphones because I think that's how many I have over here minus 1. So you'll see 5, but you won't see 1 because I no longer have it, man. So let's go ahead and get into the list, man. Let's go ahead and start off with number 6. So number 6 on my list of phones of 2018, Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Now I know some of you may think, since it's at the bottom of my list, you know, did he really even like this phone? But I'm here to tell you, I love the S9 Plus. This is a hard year, man. There was a lot of dope phones that came out, but there were a few takeaways that I didn't like about the S9 Plus. Now, before we get to that, you already know with the S9 Plus, you're getting that best in market display. There's no phone touching the AMOLED displays of the S9 Plus, the S9, the Note 9. You already know, man, it's not touching it, man. And then you compare it with stereo speakers. You do have some amazing cameras on the S9 Plus. You got that wireless charging, you got expandable storage, and you know, overall it's a very solid device. I really love it, loved my time with it. The size of it is absolutely perfect. I just did a revisited video on the S9 Plus and I still said I loved it. But in that video, after that video, I kind of started using the S9 Plus a little bit more, man. And here is where the negatives took into place. And one big hit that I've seen with the S9 Plus was the battery life. Now, the battery life hasn't been great during the life cycle of the device. Doesn't last as long as I would like to. It's pretty solid, but every other phone I have, the battery lasts a little bit better than the S9 Plus. And besides that, everything else about it is amazing. Like I said, cameras, wireless charging, the display, the speakers, the design. I really think Samsung knocked it out the park this year with design. And you already know, man, that Snapdragon 845 I always say was the turning point for Samsung devices. Contemplating between this and the Note 9, a lot of people have been asking me, and I always say it depends on if you're going to use the S Pen or not. So if you're not going to use the S Pen, definitely pick up S9 Plus. But if you are, spend them extra coins, man, and get the Note 9. But the battery life is what flawed this S9 Plus for me. And that's the reason, man, it's last on my list. Excellent device, but it is last on my list, man. But otherwise, super good phone. So S9 Plus, number 6. Now the next phone coming up, I know a lot of people think this may be last on their list, but number 5 on my list is the Google Pixel 3 XL. Now I've had the Google Pixel 3 XL for a few weeks now, and I haven't really done a lot of videos on it because it was kind of DOA when the product came out. Everybody on YouTube, you already know, was slamming this phone. Google just kind of fell on the face a little bit when it comes to Google Pixel 3 XL. But I'm here to tell you, man, the model that I have, the version, the variation that I have on this Google Pixel 3 XL has absolutely been pretty good for the most part. All of these issues that everybody was talking about, I've seen to not have any issues. No overheating, no notch flipping upside down, right side up. I just haven't really experienced a bunch of issues with this Google Pixel 3 XL, and to be honest with you, I haven't experienced one issue. But my beef when it comes to the Google Pixel 3 XL is, yes, it's a solid device, man. The speakers are some of the best speakers out there to me. Everybody has different ears. I don't have the best, but to me, the speakers are pretty legit, man. The display it's a good quality, just doesn't get bright enough in my opinion when you're talking about full sunlight outdoors. I wish it did get a little bit more brighter, but it still is a very good quality. When we talk about the look and the design of the Pixel 3 XL, it got a bunch of flack. People were saying the device is ugly, man, but when I look at it, I feel like it is what it is. I'm gonna slap a case on it anyway, so the look of it isn't really that bad in my opinion. The battery life has been very solid, and you already know when it comes to the cameras on the Pixel 3 XL, well, the camera for pictures and stills, not really so much video, but the stills is the best camera that you can have on a smartphone right now. They actually blew it away with the camera. A lot of people, you can say what you want to say, the Pixel 3 XL has the best camera out there for stills. But here is why it is number 5 on my list, man. The days of stock Android being what everybody desires is starting to dwindle a little bit, man. And you giving this phone $1,000 price tag is a little bit too much for what it actually offers. I mean, you can get, you can get devices like the OnePlus and the Poco phone and whatever phones out there that's kind of like budget, and you get close to the same experience, man. So where Google messed up, in my opinion, was the pricing of this device. If you have this Pixel 3 XL just a few $100s cheaper, then I may can overlook some of the problems that they have, man. But Google Pixel 3 XL, overall, very solid phone. Got a tons of flack, kind of killed the device before the life cycle even started, even though software updates can fix half of that up, but it was kind of DOA out here in the tech in the tech industry, man, so it kind of got a bad go. But number 5 on my list, man, Google Pixel 3 XL. All right, getting to number 4 on my list, let's jump straight into it. iPhone XR. Now, if you've been seeing my videos going back and forth, you already know I've been having a hard time choosing between the iPhone XR and the iPhone XS Max, but I did choose a daily between the two, and I'll link that video above. But the iPhone XR is an excellent device, man. To give you a quick backstory, wasn't feeling the device when it came out. Once it came out, got my hands on it, and it was a very, very solid device. Now, of course, we know Apple was getting tons of flack when they came out saying that this iPhone XR would have an 828p display, but once everybody got it in hand, people started to realize the display wasn't as bad as people made it seem on paper. But you can tell a difference if you put it up to OLED devices such as the Note, such as the iPhone XS, XS Max. You're gonna be able to tell a difference. People saying they can't tell the difference, but if you put them side by side, you can definitely tell the difference. But I mean, what can you say, man? The iPhone XR is another iPhone, a little cheaper alternative, but it gives you the same great specs as the iPhone XS Max, minus a few things. You know what I mean? You get the excellent colors. If you could say it to me, if I was to put it out there, man, the build quality I feel is better on the XR than the XS Max, because I hate the stainless steel sides on the XS Max. Give me these colored aluminum sides all day, man. I don't care if it's cheaper material, it looks better and it lasts better over time. You see what I'm saying? So the iPhone XR, excellent device. And when somebody comes to me and asks me, yo, which iPhone should I get out here? And I know if they're not super tech savvy, go ahead and I'm gonna tell them, man, pick up the iPhone XR. My mom literally just called me the other day, was like, yo, I need to upgrade from my S6. Which iPhone do I need? And no, she's not super tech savvy, but the iPhone XR is exactly what she went. She went and picked out a Coral iPhone XR, and that's who that iPhone XR is for. It's for people who aren't super tech savvy. It's for your kids. It's for older people who are not looking to pixel peep and everything like that, man. They just want an iPhone with the latest and greatest technology when it comes to Face ID, when it comes to the chipset. That's what you get the iPhone XR for, and you get it for a slightly reduced price. Of course, you're not gonna have any of that 3D touch. You're not getting those dual cameras, and you're not getting a few things, man, but the battery life is where the iPhone XR excels, man. But overall, number 5 on my list, man, iPhone XR. You cannot beat it for what you're getting, and this is the best iPhone to get. Logical wise, is it the best iPhone? I mean, that's up to you, man. But the best choice to get when it comes to an iPhone XR. So number 4. Now it's time to get to the heavy hitters, man. Let's go ahead and get into the top 3 phones of 2018. This is the phone that's mostly all the time in my pocket, man. We are talking about the iPhone XS Max. Now, I don't really have much to say coming from talking about the XR. You already know you're getting the same experience when it comes to these iPhones. You're getting that same fluid iOS experience. But if you want a little bit more from that iPhone XR, that was number 4 on my list. If you want a little bit more, then that's where the iPhone XS Max comes into play, because you get that dual camera back, you get that 3D touch, you get that OLED display. I mean, you get those 3 key things over the iPhone XR that just makes the iPhone XS Max that much better than the XR. Now, of course, a lot of people, it's up to you if you figure out which one is better, but on paper, you can't say that the XR is better. I mean, if technically this is, of course, a better iPhone, but is it the better buy? It may not be, but overall, it's still gonna be the better iPhone regardless, because you do have features and things that the XR just doesn't have. So iPhone XS Max, absolutely love it, man. When I had the iPhone X, I was wanting a bigger display, and that's exactly what we got with the iPhone XS Max. Does everything I needed to do. The chipset is an absolute beast, man. You got the best, some of the best cameras out there. I'm not gonna say the best, some of the best cameras out there when it comes to a smartphone. And overall, you already know what you're getting with an iPhone, man. iPhone XS Max, number 3 on my list. Now let's get into the top 2, man. If you see I'm moving my hands around, this is the first time I've been moving around before I announced a phone, because a phone will be in my pocket. The phone I'm talking about will be in my pocket. But this time, number 2 is a phone that I no longer have, but I'll be getting another one coming up, man, and that is the OnePlus 6T. Now, I know a lot of you may be saying, but if it's number 2 on your list, why not where you get rid of it? What happened to it, man? But what happened is, once I knew that McLaren edition was dropping, I sold my 6T, and after this Christmas time is over, I think I may go ahead and grab that McLaren 6T, man, because I'm just a sucker for anything car related, and the colors and a little bit of spec bump. I mean, you can say it's a waste of money, but when you're talking about a car person, man, it's fully justified in my opinion. But the OnePlus 6T is number 2 on my list because you're talking about one of the best performing Androids that you can get. And we're talking about not even at $700. I mean, I think the McLaren edition is $700, but everything else is $550, $600 at the most. And you cannot beat that, because when I tell you it is the fastest Android device that I have used probably ever, I am not lying when I say that, man. And that's not surprising because the OnePlus 6 was just as good in performance-wise. Then you slap that in-screen fingerprint scanner up there, man, and Oxygen OS. Look, man, you're talking about the most fluent phone of 2018, if so ever, when it comes to Android. Yes, the cameras aren't as great as the other phones on this list. It's not as great as the Pixels. It's not as good as the iPhones, but in full light, they can hang with the big boys, you know what I mean? Anybody in full light can take a decent picture. Maybe in low light is where they tend to take a little bit of hit, but I know they got night mode and night scene or whatever all those night photography modes they have going on out there. The OnePlus 6T has that, but of course, some of the other phones will give you a slight bit more detail when we are talking about pictures. But OnePlus 6T, man, the performance that you're getting, the package that you are getting with that OnePlus 6T. If you've never used one, then you need to jump on it, man, and don't judge it because you never used it, man. You're gonna get updates on time. OnePlus is on it. You're getting that stock Android experience. Look, man, the 6T, OnePlus hit it out the park with that 6T, and that just goes to show you where they're headed, man. I can't wait to see what OnePlus has in store. They're already out there in T-Mobile stores. That's just gonna catapult OnePlus even more, man. But OnePlus 6T, number 2 on my device, man. Absolutely love the 6T, and you will be seeing another one on the channel. Now it comes to no surprise what the number 1 device is. You already know what phones I rock on a daily. You already know what phone I haven't covered already, man. But number 1 phone, in my opinion, 2018, Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Now you knew it was gonna be no surprise about the Note 9 being my phone of the year. I gave this phone praises ever since the day I got it, man. Loved it. And one phone that has never left my pocket has been the Note 9. No matter how many phones I try out, no matter how many phones I review, the Note 9 has been there and has rocked with me every single day, has performed the same way as it did when I took it out the box. And the reason the Note 9 is phone of the year for me is because it checks all the boxes. I've said it before in most of the videos, man, the Note 9 is the most complete device that has probably ever came out. I mean, the Note 9 is offering things that other manufacturers aren't offering. Take iPhones, for example. It's only Face ID. Samsung, you have both Face and you still have the fingerprint scanner. A lot of these phone companies are killing 3.5mm headphone jack. What does the Note have? Headphone jack. Companies are killing expandable storage. What does the Note have? Expandable storage. And then you add that along with the stereo speakers, that 4,000 milliamp hour battery. You already know, man, that's what makes a Note, and that is that S Pen. Man, this thing right here is just the complete package when it comes to a phone, man. The best display on the market, period. I don't care what phone comes out. I don't know if any phone is ever gonna come out to touch a Samsung display. Note 9, man, perfect size. I love the build quality of it. A little upset they didn't come out with a black one, man, because I had to settle for the blue, but I mean, the blue and the gold, it's all good. It ended up working out in the end. But Note 9, man, absolutely love this phone. This thing is in my pocket every day. Now you guys know I like both iOS and Android, but the Android phone that's in my pocket every single day is the Note 9 when I leave out and go to work, man. So phone of the year, Samsung Galaxy Note 9, the most complete device of 2018. So that is my list, man. Those are my top phones of 2018. Like I told you before, I only had phones on my list that I've used personally, man. So I don't really want to judge. I don't have no Huawei mates. I don't have no Poco phones. I don't have all those. So the phones that I had, that's the phone that I rated, man. So let me know down below, man, what are your top 6, your top phones? What is your phone of the year? Let me know in the comment section and tell me why, man. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Now, I'm not sure if this video will be the last video that I upload in 2018, but if it is, I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting the channel in 2018. 2019, we have so much stuff in store, man. More channel improvements. You already know my motto, always keep improving. And each and one of you, man, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Sit back, take some time off, man. Enjoy the time with your families. And please, please, please be safe out there during the holiday break, man. But this is Technically T, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Later.